Hi, everyone. Len Rainier, Wealth and Wisdom Institute. Today, I'd like to speak to you about a critical stage of planning that often goes unlooked in our planning efforts. The question is, what do you see? More importantly, what don't you see? You see, most of life's accidents and unintended consequences are the results of things we don't see. And knowing what we know and seeing only what we see often shapes our financial future. So the question today is, we want to discuss with you, will you inherit all the financial challenges that the financial world can throw at you, or will you inherit the solution? There are critical stages of planning in your lives. And today I want to discuss with you the entrance of stage 3 and 4 into the planning discussion. This is simply a general review and a discussion about the failure of not finishing the plan. And the purpose of our talk today is simply the financial impact on the family of transferring away unknowingly and unnecessarily. In the final stage of planning, in the final stages of life, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the unintended consequences of not being prepared. We're all aware of planning in its basics. So I call it retirement care 101. And it's the what if stage, or what should I have done stage, when you get 65. And it's time to reevaluate assets in the asset evaluation stage. And we talk about at age 65 in retirement, preserving the assets, asset distribution. We also enter into a discussion about Social Security and the government's involvement in your retirement. What's important too is the healthcare decisions and the government involvement. And in many ways, and in many times, this is the last active stage of planning, when the decisions are made by the client you're speaking to. And life is we're not prepared. It's very challenging. Because then in one very brief but painful moment in life, everything changes. Someone wakes up with numbness in their arm. They fall and have a head injury. They start to forget things. And all the dreams, hopes, and goals of a lifetime are gone. And then what happens is the transition and the cost of not finishing the plan. The question for many today, not only for our clients, but for representatives, how do you prepare for this moment if you're not aware? When we're transitioning to stage 4, we discuss the elements of forever care and end care. It's not just a financial situation. It's a psychological and emotional, financial devastation part of your life. And the question is, for many people who start to feel their mortality, is this the beginning of the end? In stage 4, and in a nursing home situation, it becomes the process of unraveling somebody's life. How it will impact the remaining spouse, asset reevaluation, the discovery of what assets are not protected in a nursing home stay, accelerated financial costs almost immediately, government intervention on the finances and the level of care that you'll be receiving. And for many, there's nothing you could do to protect these finances because of the 5-year look back. The problem is, when somebody has an element in their lives that changes their life dramatically and they end up in a nursing home under Medicaid, many of the decisions being made for that person are made by the family, not the individual client. Now, there's different ways to pay for this cost of forever care. You can use the husband and wife's assets. Other family members may help out, or the government Medicaid program. We have to understand this very clearly. The average cost for a nursing home is right around $10,000 a month. And the average stay in a nursing home for a male is 2.2 years. And that's the equivalent to $260,000 being paid out for that stay. For the average female stay, it's 3.7 years or $430,000. This represents a tremendous financial loss for the entire family. Not only for now, but also for future generations. I've seen this happen in my own family a few times, and it's devastating, just from the emotional standpoint and the financial standpoint. To qualify for government Medicaid provisions in the state of Michigan, the non-applicant spouse can retain $148,000 in assets, a home, and a car. But the state of Michigan also has a Recovery Act, meaning if the person goes into a nursing home and they leave their home with no intent to return to that home, the Michigan Recovery Act can kick in, and upon death of that person in the nursing home, can go after the family for the recovery of the money that they spent on the sale of the home. So we have to be very careful, and we're dealing with a whole lot of assets. We can spend our entire lifetime building assets for the family, for our clients, only to, in the fourth stage, let it all disappear. To qualify for Medicare nursing home care, these assets are not protected. Cash, annuity, cash value in life insurance death benefit over $1,500, retirement savings, bank CDs and savings accounts, and secondary homes. This encompasses just about all the planning we ever did for the average client. You see, we have to understand we'll never get to the right solution if we're having our own conversations. And once again, the question is, will you inherit all the financial challenges, or will your family inherit the solution? If you own cash value life insurance or a tax-deferred annuity, it's a sign of your commitment to your spouse and your family. It would be a serious problem if these values in these products and planning were taken away from you. In the event of a nursing home stay that involves Medicaid coverage, the values of most cash value life insurance policies and annuities are non-exempt. This means in order to qualify for Medicaid, these assets must be spent down first. Medicaid wording is very important to understand. And these are the exact words in Medicaid. If cash surrender value of life insurance is exempt, if the face value, the payable at death, is not more than $1,500 for couples, that's all that's allowed. For couples, each spouse may claim $1,500 of death benefit. If the face value is more than $1,500, the entire cash surrender value is counted as a non-exempt resource. The same is true with money inside of an annuity. We have to understand these Medicare rules will impact your spouse and your children's financial futures. And there are solutions to avoid these possible financial losses, but we simply don't see them. We need to have a discussion with our clients and their family, the first and second generation of that family, to preserve as many assets as we can. There are solutions to this problem. There's long-term care insurance. It's expensive as we get older. And the reality is only 1 in 30 Americans have it. The other solution is we could have a very serious discussion about ownership inside that family of the assets. And once you go into a nursing home, you must claim assets that you own. If the ownership has been changed within that 5-year period, then it's not counted as an asset. In protecting the assets, ownership comes in 2 formats. You can put it inside a trust, or you can trust your family and put it inside the family itself. Sometimes I look at it, the trust is a very solid legal document, but it also limits the family and what they can do with the money. And some of the planning within the family is very intriguing because they have access to the money right away. What you're going to discover is that The loss of money in the fourth stage of life is extremely large. And this is, believe it or not, is an opportunity of a lifetime, not only for your client, but for you as the planner. I believe the next generation of the family is waiting to talk to you. And preserving the assets that they have is going to be very important to them, especially in today's economy. If we can preserve some type of inheritance and future income for the family, for their children and grandchildren, this is a tremendous movement in the planning process. You need to share your awareness with them. We want to discuss with you also the marketing pieces that we have at the Institute. One of the letters that we've created that you can use is this: I value the work we've done together to help you prepare for your financial future. Your planning is a sign of your commitment to your spouse and family. And I believe all the work we have done together has provided you with another tremendous opportunity for your family. If you're a member of a strong, loving family, there's one more conversation I'd like to have with you. If you could provide a solution to the challenges your children and grandchildren face in their financial future without you spending one more dime than you're currently spending, is there enough love in this family to do this? Our conversation will take only 10 minutes, but it could change your family's life forever. These are marketing pieces that are very important, and there are many opportunities open to you as the planner. A, it gives you an opportunity to redefine your marketing approach. Expand your planning to the second generation of that family. Market yourself to estate planning attorneys and their people that they're discussing the final movements in stage 4 planning. This is a discussion that is meant for current clients that you have and for new clients that you may meet. I would invite you to peruse the site and look at some of the marketing pieces that support these conversations. And it's very important in your conversation and the words that you use will change the thought process of the client. All too many times in our training that we receive from home offices, we study the calculators, we study products, we study rates of return and accumulation, and we study deferring taxes. But none of these enter into the discussion of stage 4 of planning. How do you prepare if you're not aware? So this year at our symposium on May 4th in Livonia, Michigan, we're going to study the 3rd and 4th critical stage of the plan. We're going to spend some time on the discussion about finishing the plan and the impact of forever care and end care. We're going to be discussing generational planning and creating that inheritance for future generations of the family. We'll also be discovering and discussing hiddenomics, the core elements, the Floth formula, buying power versus accumulation, the family legacy and generational planning approach, the role of the government and their impact in our lives. And we're going to be discussing your marketing and developing your marketing approach. I believe that our symposium this year will increase your awareness, develop deeper marketing and sales skills, and present solutions that solve the problems and avoid unintended consequences. This is a one-day event held at the Marriott Hotel in Livonia, Michigan. To register, just go to the site, spin all the way down to the bottom, and register for this event. Or you can give us a call at 734-261-9320. That's 734-261-9320. This will be a great event. Seating is limited, and I hope to see you there. Have a great day.